We're here at the Chattanooga Zoo today with Darde Long. Darde, how are you doing today?
Oh, having a great time. This is a busy time for you at the zoo, and I really enjoy being here.
I can imagine, especially with Boo at the Zoo and all the new events coming up soon. I bet you're pretty busy.
Oh, all the time. You know, we used to think about the fact that winter would slow down, but it doesn't slow down here at the zoo anytime anymore.
Exactly. So, Darde, what can you tell us about this new giraffe exhibit?
Well, I can tell you that we've been thinking about it for a while. Back in 2013, we created a new master plan for the zoo, and what that did was say, where are we going next? What's the next thing on our agenda? And we looked at the front space that we had out in front of our administration building and realized we had an awful lot of acreage there that we weren't really utilizing. And so we called in a firm that specializes in animal design from Wichita, Kansas, and we analyzed that space. We looked at how much square footage we had, we looked at the available amenities behind us, and we created a new master plan that included an expansion of our current Africa area.
That's very nice. And one of those expansion ideas was for the giraffes, of course.
That's right. The entire Africa expansion includes not only giraffe, but warthogs, African crested porcupines, serval, and then there'll be a mixed species exhibit actually with the giraffe, and we'll have some hoof stock. We're still kind of figuring that out. Probably some tortoises and some species of birds. So we're going to try to make it a nice African experience for you.
That sounds very nice. So, when we're thinking of giraffes, of course, that may have some special commodities. Are there any ideas that you may have behind this once we get the funding and everything together?
Well, yeah, you're talking about accommodations for the species. Certainly, you know, this is a big species that actually is not very cold tolerant. And when you bring them into a climate, you know, and there's giraffe as far north as, you know, Calgary, but there's also the need for accommodations. And one of the problems with exhibiting giraffe in areas where it can get cold is that sometimes you just don't get to see them. So what we did was create a space in the new exhibit design that allows you to walk inside and you can actually see in their barn, which is very cool because you'll be able to see the housing. It'll be heated for them, a little heated for you. But most importantly, you'll get the chance to see them anytime you visit the zoo. If it's thunderstormy, you can still see the giraffe.
That'd still be very nice relief from cold weather, too. I imagine people would enjoy taking off their jackets and hanging out there for a bit.
Yeah, if you look at the development that's gone on in the zoo in the last few years, one of the things you can see is that we've created some indoor spaces, and that idea is precisely for our human friends. We want them to be able, if it's really hot, it's cool and air conditioned. If it's really cold, you can warm up. And we've kind of interspersed those throughout. So the giraffe area, the viewing area inside, that'll be what we have for that.
And I suppose one factor to take in mind, too, is the headroom. They can get quite tall.
That's right. We're actually repurposing an older structure here in Warner Park, which is the field house sitting directly to our left here. And it has some pretty amazing beams inside that happen to just curve up, and they're just perfect for a giraffe head. So still some things to happen there as far as moving some current operations out. But as soon as those do get moved, we'll be able to look at starting.
That sounds fantastic. Now, of course, this isn't a construction plan that's taken place just yet. You're still trying to get the funding together. So what can you tell us about maybe a small projection for when ideas for building can begin?
Actually, we're not sure about that. We just received our construction documents last week. And so what we're hoping for is that we're going to get some pricing back that's more realistic. You know, the figure we threw out to begin with may not be accurate. That's as close as you can get when all you have is just this to think about, but we're really excited about getting those moving forward and seeing what phase, you know, where do we start. One thing I didn't mention is that we're actually having a new pavilion, it's like an event plaza. It's a really cool space. One of the things a lot of people don't know is that we do a lot of facility rentals. People can rent the zoo out and have a party here, can have an employee picnic here, and again, helps us with funding because that's a good, easy way for the zoo. Well, it's not always easy, but it's a great way for the zoo to generate more revenue, and it's a great way for companies to bring their employees out to have a really good time, or it might be a graduation party. We've even done weddings here. Those are a little higher maintenance, but we have done those as well. So this new event plaza would be able to accommodate things much better than a temporary tent, which is what we use it now.
So tell me, have you ever had any large birthday parties?
Yeah, we're about to do a really big birthday party coming up on October 14th. Jack Hanna returns to the Chattanooga Zoo for our Banana Ball event, and we're so excited. We're celebrating our 80th birthday, and I got a T-shirt on that says 80th birthday, and it's we're very excited to have him back with us, and so that's going to be a really big birthday party for the zoo. But to answer your question a little more directly, we do birthday parties here. So if you wanted to rent out the zoo for a friend of yours for their birthday, you can certainly do that. We do birthday parties for kids too, and we do that same birthday party for children is sometimes booked for adults. So we certainly can accommodate that, no worries.
Well, Darde, I want to thank you very much for joining me for this interview.
Oh, thanks so much, and we hope you and all of your friends and lots of folks will come out to the Chattanooga Zoo. We're open every day except Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, or if it really snows a lot.
All right. Back to you, the studio.